So just like the other games in the Arkham series, Batman Arkham Shadow is full of Easter eggs, hidden details and references. And in today's video we're going to be taking a look at 10 of my favourites. Of course, this video will contain spoilers for Batman Arkham Shadow, so if you want to experience the game spoiler free, and I highly recommend that you do, complete the game first and then come back. Oh, and a massive thank you to MetaQuest for sponsoring this video. Batman Arkham Shadow is available right now, exclusively on MetaQuest 3 and MetaQuest 3S. And for a limited time, if you buy either of those headsets, you get a copy of Batman Arkham Shadow for free. So be sure to click the link in the description to learn more. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin today's video with one of my favourite kind of details. I love it when a game knows that you looked up a guide. Of course, a game won't punish players for needing a little help, but Batman Arkham Shadow will give the player a knowing wink just to let you know that it knows. Early on in the game, you have to search an apartment for clues on Shrike's whereabouts. This will lead you to discovering the code for a door hidden behind a bookshelf. Well, if you happen to already know the code without the need for all that pesky detective work, this will happen.
Lucky guess, sir?
Something like that.
So Alfred asking if that was a lucky guess is a blatant wink at the player for knowing a code that they really shouldn't know. It's brilliant. Now, I mentioned in my previous Batman Arkham Shadow video that you can find various phone numbers scattered all over Gotham, and if you manage to find a phone, you can call these phone numbers. These include calling Harvey Dent's campaign hotline.
Hi, I'm Harvey Dent, and I want to thank you for calling the Dent for Gotham campaign. I'm proud of what we've accomplished since my term as district attorney began.
And calling an old friend.
Looking for a good time, are we?
So calling a number that promises a good time is never a good idea, but I'm guessing that you all knew who was on the other end of the phone as soon as you heard that laugh. If you didn't or were still in some doubt, if you have subtitles turned on, we can see that it was indeed the Joker on the phone. As mentioned before, Batman Arkham Shadow takes place between Batman Arkham Origins and Batman Arkham Asylum, so both Batman and the Joker have no idea just how much their paths are going to cross. Now, when you first meet up with Commissioner Gordon and Harvey Dent, it's all very serious. The pair give you the lowdown on the elusive Rat King, and it's fair to say he is pretty sinister.
Move us closer to our day of wrath.
Well, if you wanted to lighten the mood a bit, you can always take a break from the doom and gloom and check out the various drawing boards around the office. Of course, you can find the usual theories about masked vigilantes and Carmine Falcone, but you can also find a board that takes a guess at Batman's true identity. These theories range from Bigfoot, aliens, Santa, Dracula, and even Bruce Wayne himself. To be honest, that last one might just be the most ridiculous. Speaking of theories, I want to propose one to all of you. When following the trail of Shrike, you meet his willing apprentice.
The rats are on the ground in the street. People die waiting for you.
I don't care what hole you crawled out of, Rat. Listen to me carefully. What's the target?
In typical Batman fashion, it's not long before you and this mysterious person have a heart-to-heart in the form of fist-to-face. But is this someone that we already know? Okay, so look how this Rat King follower stands when wielding the pieces of broken chair. Seem familiar? Well, what about the dark black hair that is hiding under his hood? Well, it's been theorised that this is actually a young Nightwing before Batman took him under his wing. I mean, we don't have much to go on, but both the stance and the hair are giving me major Nightwing vibes. So what do you think? Is this a young pre-Batman Nightwing, or is it just a random thug? Let me know in the comments. So when you arrive at Blackgate prison, you are given the full prisoner treatment. That includes the long walk to your cell where it feels like you're being watched. I mean, it is a prison, so what do you expect? Well, it turns out that it's not just high-tech security cameras and beefed-up tiger guards that are keeping an eye on Matches Malone. If you look up at these gargoyles, you can see a mysterious cloaked figure perched high in the rafters.
They believe in rehabilitation. I believe in punishment. There's nothing wrong with you that can't be fixed with my own two hands. so keep a watchful eye.
The thing is, if we weren't Batman, I would just think that's Batman. I mean, it could be Azrael, who would appear in later Arkham games and would even watch Batman as he entered Arkham City in a scene not too dissimilar to this. But I'm not sure the timeline adds up. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, as you're led to your cell, there is another familiar face waiting to greet you. This guard with a painful looking scar has the kind of face only a mother could love. Well, if you've played Arkham Asylum, you'll know that this face belongs to Frank Bowles, a corrupt member of Arkham Asylum's security team who was responsible for letting the Joker loose. I love this detail because the game doesn't make it obvious. It lets you work it out yourself and then feel the satisfaction of connecting the dots. Well, that is unless you have subtitles turned on, where we can see that the guard is indeed called Bowles. But you get my point. Now, this detail may not be that impressive to some of you, but the reason that I like it is that it's faithful to every other Arkham game. The Decoda makes a return in Batman Arkham Shadow, and is again used to hack the various locked doors found around Blackgate. To hack a door, you simply turn your wrist with the Decoda equipped and aimed at a lock, and then fine-tune its position to gain access. It's one of those simple things in Batman Arkham Shadow that just feels really satisfying to do. Well, if you try to use the Decoda when you aren't near a door, you can do this.
There's a difference between the public interest and just what interests the public. I changed my mind when some punk threw a flaming brick through my studio window. So, real talk. Who is this rat king?
So you can tune in to local radio stations and get a news update whenever you want. Like I said, you could do this in the other Arkham games, but to see it here in VR is really cool. The final 2 Easter eggs can be found in Harley Quinn's office. At this point, Harley is still on the right side of the law, but if you take the time to explore her workspace, you can find clues that her eventual turn to a life of crime isn't that far away. For example, take a look at her calendar. So Harley has taken what is admittedly an already racy calendar and replaced the model's face with that of the Joker. I'll let you guys work out how that makes you feel. Also, on the other side of the room, you can find what appears to be a gift from the Joker. Or at least that's what I think it is. I love these world building details, but I also love that they aren't shoved in your face. The game drops these little breadcrumbs and then lets you work out the rest. The final Easter egg references a character that we haven't seen in the Arkham universe. Well, not yet anyway. If you pick up the newspaper on Harley's desk, you can see mention of a bite-sized bat. Well, these miniature Batman sightings might be a reference to Batmite, who, as his name suggests, is a tinier, somehow creepier looking version of Batman. Also, if you turn the newspaper over, you can see that somebody thinks that this tiny Batman lookalike might be one of those shapeshifters from Mars. And I personally think that's a reference to the shape-shifting superhero, Martian Manhunter. So that's it. If you think I've missed anything, then please let me know in the comments. Honestly, any excuse to continue exploring Gotham is fine by me. Remember to use my special link in the description or in my pinned comment to find out more about MetaQuest 3, MetaQuest 3S, or Batman Arkham Shadow. And as always, thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.